Okay, we are back with another Age of Mythology Retold point of view. Today we're watching Suppe play Hades on the map Megalopolis. So this is one of the new maps for Retold. I say new, it's just changed it a little bit, where you now get this extra town center in the middle. And it's a pretty big, wide open map. And Suppe's decided to play Hades. I've looked at his last few games because I wanted to cast a Suppe game, because Suppe's one of my favorite players to watch. And he's basically just played Hades. So I assume he's making some kind of Hades video. He's made some how to play Loki video, how to play Frey videos. So I assume Hades is next up. And if you haven't checked those out, I'll be linking Suppe's YouTube channel in the description, as I do with all the players that we watch. And he's playing against Boit, who's playing Frey. Now, I've heard from some of the streams that I've been watching that apparently Frey is an insanely good god for this map. I assume Boit picked random, as that's what he normally picks. But it looks like he's rolled a very good option for this map. And Hades, I mean, Hades is normally known for being very defensive. You can go through Athena and do some kind of hoplites aggression if you really want to, or you can go through Ares and do some kind of timing attack like we've seen before. And Suppe has done a lot of these timing attacks. It's the streamer John Arbiter did a lot of these to start with, and I think he's the one that kind of popularized it. And Suppe's definitely one of those players as well that likes to go for Ares. I don't know what he's gone for in this game, but we shall find out. So it looks like normally when I've been watching Suppe play, I've watched his Hades game once before, and he goes for quite a late advanced time. So it looks like he's going for this Faults of Erebus. He's got 3 on the temple, 3 on wood, which will get that 200 wood and 15 favor in nicely. And it looks like he's pretty far away. So he isn't going for some early advanced time. He's just going on. Catascopus. You can see how big this map is just from how little he's actually managed to scout so far. So let's have a look at some of these options in relics. So we've got Nose of the Sphinx, which is plus 15% building hit points. I think this is a pretty good one. It's something that I often forget is getting masons and architects, and it actually makes a massive difference. So I definitely recommend getting that relic if you can. And then Adamantine Shingles. This is house hit points plus 200% from base. It's good if you're going to get your houses raided. I don't think Frey is much of a house raider, but it is definitely something. That relic in the old game used to be absolutely broken. It was 400%. You could basically just use the houses as a wall. It was pretty good. But we are seeing that he's completely gone off of the gold because he realized he doesn't need any gold anymore. He's also getting that gold income in anyway, thanks to his Faults of Erebus tech. And still not advanced. He's going for a 415, which in terms of Retold advanced times is a pretty late one. I would say an early advanced time is like a 330, 315 if you want to go really fast. And then 4 minutes is like your standard. So I'd say 415 is a little bit later. And what do you get by that? Obviously, he gets his extra upgrade to get more gold out. And he's also managing to get extra villagers out before he needs to wait 60 seconds and have an idle TZ for 60 seconds. So you do net some things by advancing quickly. And it isn't like he's got too many things that can be raided. I mean, this gold mine's awful, but it isn't like the Frey player is going to really run anything over unless he goes for a very fast advance through Freya and gets that Valkyrie on you. But then you have your hero to defend. So there's nothing wrong with going for a late advance time. These villagers waddling over here. I'm assuming he wants this town center because it just defends this pretty nicely. And there's an interesting thing with this map because it is very open. Do you go for some like heavy raiding style on this map, or do you grab a town center and kind of get map control to then eventually go up and get your extra town center here? I mean, this middle town center is an extra one. It's just so much value. You get these gold mines next to it. You get the map pressure in the middle of the map, and it's just very, very good. You obviously don't want to go for it straight away because, I mean, you'll basically lose. But it looks like we're going for Military Academy Stable. No archers to start with. I mean, archers, they're okay early on, but they normally get into their stride when you can mass them up and also get the ballistics upgrade, which Hades does get for free in the heroic age. He's also getting Demos, if that's how you say it, Sword of Dread. So this makes your hypasists unlockable in the first age. So hypasists are very, very strong against the Norse because they want to build mostly infantry. This guy took a hit against a tree, I think. Kind of bugged out in the spectator. But Hero's out nice and early, not going for a town center, instead going for pressure and being able to push these hearses back nicely. Cyclops extremely strong, but so slow. But he's very good against buildings, so that building will go down very nicely. Does need to run away from that Draugr. I think that has 3 times bonus damage against the Cyclops there. So is he going for the hypasists? Yes, he is. So something about hypasists early is they do cost 60 food, which is a lot. So if you're getting probably more than 1 barracks out, it's very, very hard to actually get these out. So on a map like this, where it has a lot of hunt, this is probably one of the maps that you're going to be able to do it on. I mean, he's got 12 on food, and he's barely floating any food at all. So it just shows how much these cost. I think it's fine to get out of 1 barracks, but I think more than 1 military academy is just a little bit much. You'll also be able to get that... I can never remember what this upgrade's called, and you can't actually click on it. Spear of Panic. So this gives your Prodromus Militia, which he can't get, and Hoplites 1 extra divine damage, which if there is some kind of mass raiders from the Frey player, then it could come in very handy with the Prodromus, or even the Hoplites. The Hoplites with the divine damage are very, very strong. Looks like he's seen that there isn't a second town center coming up, or at least that's what he was searching for with this scout. You'd assume that he saw that just before it happened. We can also go into voice perspective for 1 second. No, that is definitely the wrong button. I know how to do it. There we go. And we can see that Suppe did actually manage to see that. I'm learning some of these hotkeys. Just about. But more just keeping the map pressure now, making sure that his opponent isn't on hunt. He's seeing this, that he's getting the hunt from his side, but he's stopping Boyd from getting his hunt. And that's something that you definitely want to do if you can, because if you're the player hunter, oh, really nice catch here. That looks like it could have been a bait, and it kind of was a bait because he's trying to get this Asgardian hill fort up to get his town center up. Depending on how many units are on this, you might be able to get this in time. 20 seconds left. These units will get over here in time, but whether or not he can actually stop it, there's just so many units on it. It's got another Draugr out too, so sacked the free Draugr, but still has one. Nice, a bit of nice micro there to get the Achilles straight onto it. Cyclops getting teared down by these hearses though. They deal a lot of damage, but go down so quickly to myth units. But it looks like Suppe is managing to do well in this fight, taking down a decent amount of units there. The herdmen are here. They're even medium herdmen, which are going to tear down Hippias very, very quickly. Hypasists are the counter, which is why they're already here. But you can just see how much damage they actually do. And doesn't manage to stop the hill fort, but gets a very nice amount of damage done. And that is exactly what he was after. He knew he probably couldn't stop that hill fort, but you know where the units are. If you win the fight, you might as well come in. Does manage to get his second town center up as well, as we said earlier. That's what I thought he was going for early, but I think maybe a bit of pressure into town center just to stop the opponent hunting, then going into the TC. Maybe he wants to go over here to see if Voight will go for the second town center. It's something that Frey really likes to do, is drop some forward town centers, especially in range of things to defend, like this hunt, or this gold mine with the Gull and Bursty, because Gull and Bursty is very, very strong. So obviously Suppe's, he is a Norse player, so these forward walls are very standard Norse play. So he's even going to do that, bring 2 villagers over, and stealing the enemy elephants, this is quite a trek, but how much food is here? 750 food times 3. He's getting so much food there. Does see that the settlement's going up. Is he gonna try and stop it? Looks like he is. Pestilence will stop the arrows firing from this, and also stops him building husk girls. Not that he wanted them, but actually hits 3-4 barracks too to slow the training speed. Really nice timing here. It looks like it's mostly throwing axemen, but these hippies are very, very low HP. And they are the front line, but does manage to deny the town center. That was about half built, so he does lose half the resources there. Such a really nice raid on that unfinished town center. You can just see the score is a nice 1,000 score in front. So just slowly pulling ahead with each engagement. It does look like Although these are only standard hypasists, unupgraded ones against the medium throwing axeman. And throwing axeman will, yeah, will be able to just demolish these guys. Got to run away. Did get a decent amount of damage done though, so even if he loses a couple, it's not the end of the world. Also going up for 3 TCs. Looks like he's kind of just building out of these 2 still. He's not deciding to go for any more. And it isn't constant production either. He's just going for a few so far, just so he could get these extra TCs up. More stables, more military academies. So it's going for 3 stables, 2 military academies. Which is an interesting choice. You don't see many Greek players unless they decide and go for these Hippias. I think they're really good. I mean, yeah, they only have 10% hack armor. Maybe that's a little bit of a weakness for them, but I think they're pretty good. What about upgrades? What sort of upgrades we're looking? Just normal upgrades, and he's got that villager train time. So that relic mixed with 3 town centers makes a lot of sense. And he'll be able to come back here, get his berry bush, maybe even get a little cheeky wall here for his giraffes too. Don't actually see a Pegasus out. Be interesting to get a Pegasus around to see if he's over there. That's what I would do, but I think someone as good as Suppe is probably just going to know that they're over there. You don't need to have a look. Obviously, he would like to, but he did lose his Pegasus earlier and probably just doesn't want to rebuild it. Looks like he's not building anything. Just wants to secure his position and then go Heroic Age. He's like 200 food off of Heroic Age, so he should be absolutely fine. 32 on food, he'll get there nice and quick. That's the armory noise, so we know that's exactly where he's heading to. If you just want to, if you want to get these in really quickly, you just hit the bell twice and they go in and out. Or you can also do the hide and back to work hotkeys also. You can also just right click and then shift click again, but then if you were to do it for the berry bush, they then run over to the same berry bush, and I can find that a little bit awkward. But anyway, he is going through Apollo. So I'm assuming he's choosing Apollo because this map is so big. I assume that's the thing, and he wants to get some kind of underworld timing onto a gold mine. I assume that is the choice. Unless he's going for the best possible archers, which is also a choice, which is why he's getting Enyo's Bow of Horror, which is the Ares upgrade, which gives them faster attack speed. So the arrows shoot faster. I don't know if that makes the arrows easier to hit, but he's going Heroic Age, so that doesn't really matter because he gets 3 ballistics anyway. Enemy player Boyd here does hit through A gear, so you guys got to be a little bit worried and deciding to build these buildings back here rather than just pushing out a little bit too much. But 3 archery rangers coming down, medium archers, Phobos Spear of Panic coming in for those hoplites as well, just getting all of the upgrades and the extra attack. So I assume, yeah, it'll be Sunray archers coming through as well. It's definitely got enough favor in the bank for that one. And of course, we can't see how much it costs. And it's the other one. So that is 20 favor for another archer upgrade, but it's definitely worth it. Loads of buildings being spammed down. I mean, he's in the position now where he's been on 3 town centers for a little bit of time now, so he's got so much economy. He can choose to go up to the Mythic Age or just sit in this Heroic Age and get all these upgrades. Just getting Oracle, I really love this upgrade. This is just extra line of sight. As I said with the Pegasus, I'm someone that doesn't know what my opponent's doing. I can't really guess, so I just have to find out. And Oracle getting extra bonus line of sight on everything is, in my opinion, pretty not broken, but pretty good, pretty solid technology there. It's also almost got the line of sight on this settlement here. Be nice to just drop a little barracks over there if he wants to, or something there, just so he knows when his opponent gets it. But he's also got elephants down here as well, because he's been able to get most of the map and some really nice walls everywhere. Because he's been able to get most of the map, he's got all the hunt. These ones that we said were 750 times 3. He's still on them. Looks like Boyd wants to rush up this town center, getting the Tempest down just to force Suppe away, which was a really nice play. But there's all of these buildings here to just constantly produce units from. He just needs to get full population and go, or get up through Artemis and then use an earthquake on this. He's very close to it, unless he doesn't have... Oh, looks like he's gone for the Underworld play. He knows that all of Boyd's units are sat in the middle, so he's gone for the gold. He's gone for the gold mine with the Underworld passage play, as we said he might earlier, and forces off most things. He didn't get that many kills because Boyd was ready for it, but also potential to take down the TC. There's only Asgardian Hill Fort here. There isn't anything else because it's all in the middle. He's just trying to go straight for the middle instead. Looks like he has pre-queued Artemis, but there isn't any fortress up yet. Otherwise, he'd be going straight there. But fortress is coming up in the main base, so not a problem. He'll be 2 minutes away from Artemis in a second. And these guys just need to run away. They've definitely done their job. They pushed off the gold mine, got some kills, and now if he really wants to, he can pop back in this side, get full population, 205 population, some siege out, and earthquake this down. Don't know where the best place to do an earthquake is. How earthquake works is the middle of it is very, very strong, and then the further it is to the outside, it does less and less damage. So you probably want to do it around here, and it won't kill any of these things, but if you have a full army with you, it should do a decent amount. Also getting stone walls. I didn't know stone walls give line of sight. That's pretty good, because these things give basically no line of sight at all. So it's definitely worth it. Actually, because it only has line of sight because he has this upgrade, it would actually have nothing. So it looks like the comp here is all infantry. So it's Huskarls, it's Herdmen, and it's Throwing Axemen. So it means the hoplites are going to do okay, but he really wants to just get as many hypasists out as he possibly can. Hypasists, maybe some hippias. I mean, the Herdmen, it isn't great against them, but it's good against the Throwing Axemen. A couple of Manticores even, they're going to be able to do some decent damage. Wall will get torn down pretty quickly here. But nice wall on these these catapults. It is always a good idea to protect your catapults whenever you can. And Manticore sat behind the wall as well. Going to do so much splash damage to these. Might even be worth putting these in that formation that spreads them out. Spread formation, funnily enough, is actually called. But Suppe can get his army in a position here to protect the catapults, but he's just got... I don't think he has as many units here as Boyd. Boyd's got so many Throwing Axemen here that are going to do some serious damage, especially when the Rock Giant tanks everything. He actually used it special and still only took 10 damage. It's pretty ridiculous. So he is up through Artemis, doesn't have anything in line of sight to actually drop that earthquake down. It looks like he's going for an earthquake on the back instead. He just wants to take a town center out fully instead of the middle. Gonna have to sack that Rock Giant there. But there was only Throwing Axemen, and what's good against Throwing Axemen? These very, very buff Fox that just have a ridiculous amount of upgrades. Also going to get that Shafts of Plague upgrade, which is divine damage on your archers. And divine damage on range units is ridiculous, so you definitely want to go for it. And he's also getting some Gastrophetes. You don't see these very often. But they are very, very strong, but they only come out of the fortress, so that's why you don't see them very often. You don't see many of the Greek unique units as often as you probably should, just because they're just so hard to train. You just need so many fortresses to really put them in your army. And they're quite expensive as well, normally. How much are these guys? Yeah, 100 wood, 60 gold, compared to just a normal archer, which is basically half that. 55, 35, or pretty much half. But you get a nice special off with this Chimera. Pretty big Gull and Bursty here, manages to stun the Chimera, and the Chimera doesn't get the fire shot off. There's a really nice play, actually, to drop that Gull and Bursty down. He does see that this town center isn't being grabbed, so he isn't down on the town centers. You would assume that Boyd built this one up, so you'd assume that your 3 town centers to 2 3 town centers, which is fine for the player in the Mythic Age with basically all his upgrades in. It's just lacking on the favor. I think it's because he built that extra Manticore. And the Manticore does do some really decent damage here. Oh, it looks like he's got that tech that heals him up when he's next to a town center. I wonder if these fortresses are also in range. If it is, this is healing up pretty quick. Maybe they have to not be moving to be healed up. Looks like he's going for pure Throwing Axemen. We shouldn't be able to see this. We're looking at Suppe's perspective here. But he's queuing up many, many units, getting his champion infantry in. Champion archers already in. And that's the bulk of his army, so absolutely worth it. Peltas are a decent unit here because they are a big counter to the Throwing Axemen. but not to everything else. You only want a couple of them, really, and you really have to micro them, otherwise it's just kind of pointless having them. Looks like some gatherers coming around. Looks like he's going for this town center. I'm not sure whether Supe would have spotted that or not. He'll definitely spot this. Big red dot on the map, but still going for the middle. Has managed to take this town center down. So it's definitely up in the town center perspective. And these Petrobolis putting in work. And is managing to push back Voigt very nicely. If he can get some villagers through here, maybe put a fortress up when this fortress goes down to secure it before he goes for his extra town center. Does notice that this is going up, and this will be more than enough villagers to take this down. Unfortunately, a bit of a misclick there, I think, but does notice it, and will slice those guys down and potentially take that one for himself, and just basically got himself into a commanding position here off of just the 3TC boom eco from earlier, pushing Voigt off of this golden bits here. But we do have a big Fenris Wolf coming in, but a really nice runaway here. This guy's going to go down though, and pretty decent dodge there, to be honest. And he does have the economy to just constantly pump units out. Let's see how many he has. He's got 8 archery ranges that are just ready to pump units. And Shafts of Plague never came in just because of the favor, but that was a very well played game by Supe there. I expect a Hades video soon. I don't know if he is doing it, but just judging by the amount he's played Hades, he probably will. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.